has a ridiculous amount of notifications. Then I have my music app. I never use it. Today I've done 309 steps at all. I'm not addicted to it. Hello. Today I'm going to be filming a what's on my iPhone video. I feel like this is the most basic freaking video I will ever film. I'm doing it mainly because there's like no freaking reason why I'm doing this. I just figured people may be curious what's on my iPhone. I don't know. Before I even get into this, no, I did not go edit my screen and fix up my apps to make it aesthetic for this video. It's just literally what is on my iPhone, plain and simple, okay? So I'll put the iPhone like right here so you can see. Okay, we're screen recording. So this is just a picture of my boyfriend and I. It's this place in East Boston called the Tall Ship. It's pretty cool. I definitely recommend if you haven't been and you live in Boston once it opens up, because obviously it's freezing out, so I don't think this is open right now. So we unlock my phone and immediately this is the first screen I have, and this screen I feel like I barely ever really look at aside from the weather. This is my first page. It just has a lot of like the basic apps that your phone comes with, so there's nothing special about this. The only reason why I like it like this is because I like just seeing like all of like the boring stuff, seeing the weather. I like just tapping onto the weather in the middle and being able to see what the forecast is. I have my email and like contacts and all that stuff on the top. I don't know. I really don't know why I organized it like that. And I know my email has a ridiculous amount of notifications going off. I've tried lowering it before. It ain't gonna happen. I have like 4 or 5 different email accounts in my email app, so it's just always gonna be at a high volume. And I think 95% of the emails that I get are promotions that you get from companies that you signed up for, like for their discount codes and like your rewards and blah blah blah, like trying to make you buy more stuff. But you know, we're broke, so we don't even look at those emails, so that's why the email notification is so high. So going off that, the contacts are on the top. News, I never freaking use that app, so I don't really know why it's there, but it's there. In this little folder right here, I have my little maps. So I have Waze and Maps. Honestly, I prefer Maps, even though Waze tells you where the cops are. But otherwise, they're just in that little folder, and I like the little title that I gave it. Then I have this little motivational quote. It says, "When home is a person, not a place, that's love." I agree. That quote changes, I think, every so often, so it's just a motivation app that I downloaded. You can download it too and create a widget for it. I just like seeing it. Then on the very bottom, I just have my little calendar. I used to have a widget for my calendar, but then I don't really use the calendar app. I just like seeing what date it is, so that's why that's there. The clock, I mainly just use for alarms, like everyone else does. My notes app, reminders, my settings, and then utilities. So in this little folder right here, I just have a bunch of random crap that sometimes I use, sometimes I don't. Yes, the App Store. Really struggling. It sometimes is at 40 notifications at a time because I never update my apps. Maybe that's why half my apps don't work, but I hate going through and updating it. I know you can, I think, manually set it so it automatically updates every time, but I don't like doing that. I don't. So normally it's at 40, but right now it's at 20, so I guess I've been doing good at updating my apps. The only apps that I really use in the utilities is Find My, so, you know, I'm stalking my friends, and then the health app I don't really ever use. Maybe I look at my steps. Let's check my steps. Today I've done 309 steps. We're doing great at hitting the 10K goal, okay? Actually, one day what I did was I had not left my apartment at all, and I think I was like at the same amount, like 300 steps. So what I did was I spent 20 minutes walking up and down the same path, and I reached 2,000 steps. Okay, so that's the utilities app. Then at the very bottom, I just have my phone, Safari, messages, and then my camera. This second page I feel like is where I'm always at, and I put it on the second page on purpose, so I'm not like always looking at it when I first open my phone, even though my phone is mainly on this page anyway. But it's just literally all of my social media that I need, I guess. So at the very top, I have like all the basic ones. So Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, Instagram. Those are like, I think, the most basic, except Facebook and Messenger, I don't really use that often anymore, but I still have them. So I've just been turning off those notifications. I still have like the little notification icon, but I, again, am so bad at clearing those because I don't care. Then I have WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn, and FaceTime. I feel like FaceTime should go off the bottom dock because I'm always FaceTiming people, but that's just up there. I think I put it up there on purpose so I wasn't always tapping on it. And Twitter, I honestly never really use, like, ever, but it's just kind of there. I think it just kind of fits the theme of social media, but like I said, I just keep apps on here without deleting them. Then in the middle, I have another widget for a quote, and this app that I'm using for it is called I Am. It's like daily affirmations. Same with the motivation app, it changes every so often. So right now the affirmation is I choose calm over worry and faith over fear. So it just changes all the time, and I like that app too because it's nice reading those. I'm so bad at writing affirmations down every day, so I feel like if I have it on an app and I'm looking at it, it's nicer if I'm always on my phone. That's why I have that. And then at the very bottom, I don't really know. I think it's more media that I use for creation, if that makes sense. So I have TikTok. Honestly, I feel like I'm one of the few people that does not ever really use TikTok at all. I don't look at it. I only have it downloaded because my boyfriend and some of my friends will send me TikToks, and you need the app to look at the TikTok, so that's why I have it. But otherwise, I don't use TikTok at all. I'm not addicted to it. Maybe in the future I've thought about reading TikToks, but I don't know. Comment down below, do you want to see that? Because thought about it, I've been contemplating it, but I don't know. Then I have this folder called YT, it's short for YouTube, and it's just all of my YouTube apps that I use for creation. So the YouTube tracker, honestly, I never use that because it's not accurate. YouTube Studio is just to see my analytics, and then TubeBuddy is an extension that you can download on your Chrome browser and also have it on your phone. It can be free or you can get the paid version. Then I have my YouTube app. I create videos and also I like watching them. And then on that same line, I have my photos. It might be weird why I have my photos on this page, but I have it here because I use the photo app a lot for when I'm making my thumbnails, so that's why that's there. Then I have Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a really cool app. I'll open it up. I haven't used it that often anymore, but I was using it a good amount last year. You can just type in the topics that you want to learn about or just hear about, and you'll just get like a bunch of rooms that you can join, and it's basically just like being on a huge conference call. You can even check on like the upcoming For You. I follow a bunch of people, so I feel like these are a bunch of their recommended, and I'm a part of a few like Clubhouse rooms already. If you want to see when they're scheduled for, you can go in right here in the calendar. Then I have this folder that has a little scissor emoji. So if I open it up, this is literally just what I use to edit all of my thumbnails. Some of them I don't even use. PicsArt is really cool. I'll open it up and show you. So basically I can just go in here and edit my pictures for my thumbnails. I mainly use it to crop myself out of the background. So let me, I guess, show you. Okay, so for example, let's do this one. Oh my god, there's an ad. So I have this picture open right now in the timeline and I want to remove the background. So I can literally go in and click cut out and then click person, and this red outline is what it's going to crop out. So it's missing my arm right here, so I can restore myself and just do that. It's gonna be really crappy because, you know, this is not a how I edit my thumbnails. If you want to see one of those videos, let me know. Like, let me click preview, and then basically, again, this is a really crappy version of it. If I actually was doing this for one of my thumbnails, I would spend a lot more time trying to make it look nice. But I can click preview, I can see what I look like, and then I can click save if I were to save it and then use it that way. But otherwise, that's the only reason why I use PicsArt for, is to crop myself out of the background. So now Airbrush. Airbrush is kind of similar to PicsArt. I haven't really used it that often, but what I mainly would use it for my thumbnails is to blur the background. So this is almost like a face tuning app, but I like literally don't even use it for that. I literally use it to blur the background. So what I do is go to tools, blur, and then I mainly just click auto and it immediately blurs the background for you. Simple. That's the only reason why I use it. Visco, we all know Visco. I feel like a lot of people strayed away from it. I just use it to brighten it mainly and maybe turn up the saturation. Who'd use that app that you can like take a digital picture? So I'll show you. Alright, well, I'll take a picture of you. Smile. So it's developing. See, I took a picture of you. Fonto is another one I use for my thumbnails. Basically, I just use it to add text. For example, we'll say this is a try on haul, even though it's not, right? The try on haul, I can size it bigger. Style, you can add like an outline. So change the color, whatever. I really like how it makes the text pop. But yeah, that's what I use Fonto for. Lightroom, people use Lightroom kind of like the way I use VSCO to brighten their pictures, but I have literally never used it. And then Dispo's that app that was created by David Dobrik, and he doesn't own it anymore, but I still have it, and I was using it a good amount in the beginning, but I kind of stopped because it's like the same thing as Fuji, so both of those I don't really use that often, but they're still there. So like I said, I don't like deleting apps, I guess. So that's that folder. Then I have Zoom, we all get why, and then Spotify. That's the whole social media page. So on this third page, I have the most random shit. Like it's not really that organized at all. It's just kind of everywhere. This top one right here is a little shoe, and that's to show that I like shopping. The first tab is basically just like clothing shop slash like products, so like Athletics, Abercrombie, Zara, Hollister, Aerie, Amazon, like all those, right? And then the second folder is just food and my prescriptions. That's it. Then this next folder on the top has a little card with an airplane, and these are just like all my travel apps like Uber, Lyft, and then like all the flying ones. But the two I guess that maybe are unique are OIB, which is only in Boston, and this app is really cool. So I live in Boston. I'm actually moving out of Boston, but if I were in Boston and I opened this app, it would tell me what T's are near me so I can take the appropriate subway. It also tells me the buses that are around and everything. And then if you go onto the bottom where it says places to go, you can find a bunch of the T stops and then what's near them. So if I click government center, I can see like breakfast places, burgers, pizza, and all these things. I feel like it's not really showing me any because I'm not in Boston currently, but this app is really cool if you do live in Boston, so I recommend getting it. So that's what that one's for, but again, I'm not there, so I'm sorry, that was a bad example. Then this bottom one is called Verifly. Verifly is really cool, and it's definitely much needed right now if you're flying out of the US because of COVID. When you go to check in, they can verify your negative COVID test quickly, so that's why I have this. I flew to Mexico, and when I was flying back, I needed to download this, so this helped the check-in process be super easy, but that's about it for there. Then finance is just like all those apps, you know, Venmo, all that stuff. I'm not gonna go through those. Then this last folder on the top right is just all my apps that I use for my job, so I'm not gonna go through those because that's my job. So Soundhound is basically like Shazam. It just helps you find songs that are playing, and I'm so bad at knowing song names or artist names. Like I can't name songs for shit. I use this a good amount. You can go to your history and then just scroll and find all the songs that you've looked up. So I've looked up quite a good amount, and there's like songs on there that I definitely probably know the name, but I was just like, what is this again? So that's what I use this for. Netflix, self-explanatory. I don't really use it that often on my phone unless I'm traveling, so that's why it's there. Adobe Scan, it converts any picture that you take into a PDF. So if you need to take a picture of a document and you need to turn that document into a PDF, you can just hold this over and it'll create whatever you place in front of it. Let's say I wanted to turn this into a PDF, and see now there's like an outline of the document, and you can resize it so it gets all the edges, and then you can click continue and then save it. And you can add multiple pages to your PDF too. So I was using it a lot in college for when I needed to upload assignments that I didn't want to like scan through the freaking printer, because you know that takes forever. So that's why I did it through here, and it works just the same. Then I have my music app. I never use it. Then I have this little folder here that has like a little Nintendo gamer emoji, and then I just have not that many games on here. So Mario Kart, Among Us, Heyday, 234 player game, and Guess the Word. To be honest, the only one I really use on here is Mario Kart, and I haven't really played it that much, but Mario Kart is really fun. Heyday is a throwback, and I don't use it at all anymore. It's pretty interesting. You just literally cultivate your own little farm, you grow your vegetables, you make food, you get money, and then you have to buy new supplies so you can keep your customers happy. I remember I played this a lot in high school. Oh, I got a little bonus. So I have my little farm here, and I have like my little apple trees and stuff, and I have actually customers here who want to buy stuff from me. And then I have like my little factory here basically, so I can like make cookies and sweaters and sugar and like all these things, which is really cool. Then I have my little animals. See, like my little pig is hungry. Yeah, that's what this is. It's actually really fun. I'm on level 19 right now, but I haven't played it in a while. But it's just kind of fun, like running the place, and then you can expand your property and everything. So that's what Heyday is. Mario Kart is mainly the one I use, and then 234 player game. I don't have someone else to play with me right now, now, but this one's also really fun if you have like another person to play with. But it's just like mini little games that you can play, and it has like the 4 corners, so each person gets a corner of your phone to play. Oh, and actually you can play a 1-player game. Let's see. Let's do this. No! Yeah! Ah! Oh no! Oh, it's 2-2. They won! Then this next folder is my utilities, so where I go pay all my bills. Pretty boring. Then I have this Bar Taco app. Honestly, I'm gonna move it to my like shopping folder and put it where the food is because that's where it belongs. Then I have this marathon app for Mexico. So one of my family members runs marathons a good amount, so I use this to track him. So that's what that's for. And this app, okay, this app is Scroll, and I'm actually gonna move it to my photo thumbnail editing app because like that's where it belongs. But basically it's a really cool app. I haven't ever used it, but I do plan on using it. You can basically add pictures to a timeline. It's like a carousel effect where like everything connects, so that's what this app does. I was just like doing it with like random photos I'd taken when my boyfriend and I went out to dinner, so that's what it would look like if I post it. Then I have the I Am Affirmations app. I'm actually going to remove this from my home screen. I don't need it. And then I have this shop app, which honestly I don't really know why it's still there, but it's basically to track packages when I was doing my assistant job at Goldman Sachs, so I don't need that anymore. Then Duolingo, this is the app that you use to learn a bunch of languages. Honestly, I haven't used it once. I mainly downloaded it because I was getting inspired by people to start picking up my Italian again, but I have not done that. Then I have Rella. Rella is a social media app that helps you manage all of your content creation. It was created by Natalie Barbu, and she is like a social media content creator, but she just launched her app this year. So yeah, that's what that's for. And I might actually move it to my social media page and switch it out for Zoom. I'm gonna do that because Zoom, I don't know, I don't really use Zoom that often. Okay, there's Rella. And then my last app on here is Lofty. Lofty is an alarm clock that my company gave me. It's in Boston, so I can't really show you, but it's pretty interesting because you can connect the app to the alarm clock and then set alarms through the app for yourself. So yeah, that's my phone, and I hope you enjoyed snooping through it. Comment down below what's your most used app on your phone. I would love to know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!